Hello!
I'm gonna die.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gale and Darling's Pokemon Nuzlocke run, where Darling got himself in a very precarious position, fighting a Geodude with Pidgey. It's a great idea.
First person, I don't even want to put in my starter at this point, because then I'll be splitting the XP between 3 Pokemon, and I'm just doing this for the XP. I did it for the XP.
But while he does that, I already beat Brock in my infinite wisdom of going for Squirtle. So I'm gonna move on and start facing some scarier trainers and getting the running boots, or shoes. Mine are boots, okay? Mine are fancy, knee-high boots that allow me to run.
Oh!
Like, oh snap!
He crit. Okay, yep, let's just put it in the starter and see how long Skipper lasts. It's not gonna be long.
Oh
Ember
jeez.
might just do more. Yeah, okay, Ember's gonna do more damage somehow. So.
Oh jeez.
Okay, this should be fine. This won't be as bad as you're making it out to be. I still have like 11 potions. But if he crits now, I'm dead, so I'm gonna play it safe and...
Look, I'm just happy my mom gave me these styling boots.
Do you go all the way back to Palatown for that?
No, it's just next door.
Oh, right.
And I did heal. And I do have some potions. So I'm happy to move on. And, carefully hope. I don't want you to lose Pokemon so early. I want you to succeed.
Okay, here's the thing though. If it's Weedle, I'm okay losing a Weedle. I don't want to lose Pidgey because that keen eye on Pidgey is nice. And Sand Slash also makes me upset. Or that Sand Attack also makes me upset. But,
I just want you to know that I'm rooting for you. I don't root for your destruction. I want you to succeed because I don't want to have it just be me for the next 90 episodes.
Let's end the series here.
And that was the series.
See, look, my Ember does plenty of damage. I'm fine, and it used Defense Curl. I'm fine.
Probably because Ember's a special move, and
it's building straight.
It's building defense, and is strong in defense. So, you know, not great.
See, I got level 12 off of that.
Oh no, I believe in you. I'm just, you know...
See, boys, nothing wrong with this plan. Light years isn't time, it measures distance. So does parsec.
Oh, you know...
But that's how the Kessel Run works.
Funny story. This game taught me that fact, right? Mm-hmm. Playing it so many times, I was like, even if I don't really understand what a light year is, I know it measures time and not distance.
That bow looks like a face.
It kind of does when she, like, looks up.
Like, that's a face.
Just, her neck has a tattoo of a face, just smiling at you when she turns around.
No, that's a bow. It's like a Voldemort thing. Like, he picked the wrong person, got stuck in a little girl's bow. I forget, is there anything up here?
But, yeah, so I was taking a test, and the point of the test was to give you a sense of randomness. It was a statistics class, and they wanted you to know, hey, if you answered randomly on a test, here's how well you do. You'd suck. Study, right? Mm-hmm. Happy learning for everyone. There was one question on that test that said light years measures is a measure of doesn't measure what. Mm-hmm. Or in something like that. And seeing the answers, it was like 3 units of like time and then distance. And I was like, okay, so the only wrong answer is distance, because light years measures...
Where am I going?
What? Light years measures distance, not time.
Correct.
Yes. So distance was the only correct answer, and the rest were wrong. And so I was like, okay, at least this one I can answer a little bit. But then when the teacher gave out like the answers to the question, it purposely said that light years measured this time. Like that was just the selected right answer. They weren't like real questions. It was just we randomly selected right answers for them. You know, statistics thing proven. And I actually went up to the teacher and I said, this can't be right. This question right here, light years measures distance, not time. And he stared at me for the longest time and was just like, yeah, I guess that's true. And it was just like, I'm sure in his head he was thinking, this doesn't matter. It's not a real grade. Like, you can't get this wrong. It's just an exercise to show you statistics.
Why am I leveling up my Weedle? I'm not going to use it in the boss fight in the gym anyway.
Because you love Beetle. You've learned to care for Beetle. But yeah, so that was the time when my statistics teacher learned that I was just not...
That you were that student.
I was gonna be that student who cared a little bit too much about getting the right answers, even on just plain exercises. But then again, I was also the kid, you know that test that, like, it's just a reading comprehension test where at the top it says, you know, like, read all instructions first before doing anything, and then if you read all the instructions, the last one says, ignore all other instructions and just, like, write your name on the page. I was the kid who did not read through the instructions first, and was, like, out of my seat, spinning around, doing jumping jacks.
Oh, what was your Nuzlocke for that route?
I haven't gotten my catch for this
route.
route.
Okay.
Yeah, the thing's later. I have to face all these trainers first.
Okay.
But yeah, I was that kid. I was that kid who did not read through and made a fool of herself. And I was even nervous about it too, because I was like watching other people. I was like, they're not getting up and spinning. Did they just not get to it yet? Am I like that much faster? And then I like got up, spun, and like immediately felt like I've done something wrong. Something has gone wrong in my life.
Grad school, that's very different. So I was in a geography class, and the teacher is super cool. And one of the things is the study guide. You have to so he gave us this packet, and he was like, "Okay, guys, look, I'm gonna give you like a study guide. The study guide is in the form of a practice test. So you just have to look at the instructions, do as much as you can in 10 minutes, and that'll be, like a summary for your test. That'll be something to practice on." He gave us the study guide, the practice test. It was just an atlas. So we had to go through and name every country and their capital. Go through and name, like, oil deposits, natural resources, rivers, mountains, major geographical features, points of conflict. Like, all of these things. And I was the only one who didn't realize this was a joke. So I was like, okay, I know there's an oil deposit here, so I'm just gonna circle it and say something here, and like, I'm gonna draw some mountains in. And I started doing it. I got like 2 pages in before he came back. And everyone was like, this was a joke, right? And he's like, yeah, of course it was a joke. And they all just kind of stared at me. And I tried, okay. That was a good class, though.
Teachers, it's always funny when they pull jokes on you. Because, like, either you're in on it, you realize it, and you feel so smart, you're like, oh, teachers can't get me. I'm too smart for that. Or you're like, oh my god, this is the hardest thing I've ever had to do. Why would they do this to me? My whole life is ending. And then they're just like, gotcha, pranked, and you're like, you feel relief that horrible situation is over, but also a deep-seated like resentment that they put you through that.
The problem is most of the time it's just not like effective. Now, when other students that you have a strong relationship with prank you in class and get the teacher in on it, that's a very different story.
I feel like that's aimed at me, and I don't remember when I got a teacher in on a prank on you. I've done a lot of pranks on you, but I don't remember.
It wasn't. You got the teacher's permission.
Which ones?
Because just did not care about anything. He did not care about teaching the class. He did not care about his home life. He was just perpetually, oh, that's neat. Like, that was his entire character, was just a slightly light-hearted fellow. But he didn't care anything. And, do you want me to tell the long or the short story?
Well, I'll go ahead and give the best story because I know the whole thing.
Well, I can tell the short version, which is why I asked you.
Well, I'll do a shorter version, So, Darling and I were in high school together, and we had a chemistry...
I learned Metal Claw. This might be okay.
You learned Metal Claw! Hooray!
Yeah, so I think if I get everything else up to like level 10 or 12, I should be okay.
Okay. But yeah, we were in high school chemistry together, and on the bus to school, I had a friend of mine who, for some reason that I can't remember, had pink slips, which were these
referral demerit,
yeah.
whatever you get in trouble slip. Go to the principal's office.
Yeah,
slip.
the something has happened and you are in trouble slip. And she just had a pack of these. I think they were like maybe her parents
worked at the other school.
At another school, so she had them. And so she was just like, okay, I have these, cool. And I was like, in all my brilliance, give me one, I have an idea. And so I took one of my papers that the teacher had graded with like a signature saying like, oh, here's my thoughts on like what your work was and stuff. And I copied that signature of that teacher that we had onto the paper, and then I wrote this serious note of how Darling had completely, been her... No, I walk into a classroom and there's a referral on my desk for sexual harassment charges against a fellow student who was perpetually hitting on me. So legitimately I thought, oh no, maybe she's trying to get back at me, and maybe she's trying to get me in trouble for, like, not playing along once or twice. And I thought I had made it, I had made it really well, but I also put in, I didn't make it, like, so serious that he would go to, the actual office about it. Like, halfway through the description of what that, like, harassment was like, oh, and, like, he's cute, and other garbly romantic goop that was clearly not written by a teacher.
That still was not a nice thing to do, because we had a test that day. And I was supposed to be last minute studying because I was terrible in that class. And you decided to throw me off entirely by giving me a fake referral.
But lesson learned for everybody. If you like someone, hilariously prank them throughout high school so that they cannot get you out of their head and then start to woo them. It works every time. 100% of the time. We are teaching such bad life lessons in this show.
There's a reason whenever I tell people about Gale and my relationship, their first response is usually, "Are you okay?" Like, I was working in this one place just for like a one-off thing. I was helping them out with something. And, they were asking about Gale, and I told them a bit about the backstory. And this woman was just like, "Hey, what's your name? Like, what's your middle name?" And asked for some personal information. I'm like, I don't want to share this. Why? She was just like, "Okay, I just need to know that if I see you on the news and you've been murdered, I need to go to the cops and say it was her." But she's like, "I'll just lie and say I'm your cousin. Oh, it was her."
Clearly, we all knew something was strange with her. No, I'm nice. I want to clarify. I want to defend my name. I am a totally reasonable and sane person. My affection is just, intense. And, I'm lucky enough that...
There's two problems with it. One, your affection is intense. And by that I mean, I was the only person you had a crush on in high school. And that lasted for 4 years straight and never stopped. Most people, shop around. She was just like, we interacted a little bit in one of the clubs, and she was like, okay, I've made my choice. This is my life now. And the second one is, just because she was watching anime and playing, like, dating sims much earlier than most Americans. So she seriously used, like, she called it her scientific method of, you know, a lot of girls will plan, oh, I'm gonna stand in the corner and make sure we have a class together so we can walk to class, and I'm gonna, like, drop my books so he can pick up for me. No, she would go, like, the whole, okay, it doesn't matter what emotion toward me he builds up, I just need to make sure he's still thinking about me, and then I can flip it and play the tsundere card. Like, I don't know how to show emotion, so I'm gonna let you know that, and then I'm gonna keep doing this, and you're gonna take this as affection. And somehow it worked.
High school. What great time where, you know, I made such morally correct decisions every day.
I forget, there are shinies in this gen, right?
There are shinies.
Okay, so I'm not gonna, like, be as blind as I usually am to it, but I'm kind of just trying to... Please,
so
okay, level 12. Okay. I think you won't get one shot at level 12.
But, you know...
I just want to move on, because I'm not excited for this gym.
I know.
You know, let's try it.
No, don't!
I'll put 1 or 2 in storage. So that it's not a total loss.
But then what are you going to do with those 2?
Then I go back and grind.
I don't want to lose my co-host so early. It's only episode 4, man. But I also don't want to keep you. So if you really believe, believe in Skipper.
Like I said, I hate grinding and just super slow monotony, especially when I can see you going ahead to parts like I enjoy more. Let me
just know it's a Geodude, and
it's
then it's
level
Onyx.
12 Geodude and level 14 Onyx. I think I'll be okay. I don't think the Geodude will be too much trouble.
Well, rocks.
I know, and I'm hoping my Metal Claw does a ton of damage, so... If not, I'll just potion my way through it.
If he lives! Oh god.
Let's get one shot.
Oh no. Brock,
no risk,
please.
no reward.
Be merciful, Brock. Be merciful.
Okay, I can do this. I'm not gonna do this. Okay, it's gonna play the. Okay, I might be fine. Depends on Onyx's behavior. Like I said, Geodude shouldn't be that bad.
And you might level up from Geodude, so that could be fun.
I mean, I doubt it. At least I won't. At least this one won't level up. It might if I switch over, but.
Oh, don't switch in on this fight.
Yeah, she's gonna defense girl. I think I can get it in this hit, maybe the next, depending on how high its death went.
Oh gosh, I doubled on the center. But that's okay. I'm too enthralled.
Okay, it's only using tackle. We're good. See, we're good. We're good. Okay. See, we're fine.
No, we're good. We're good. I'm healthy. Don't need you to heal my Pokemon a 3rd time.
No, I'm not gonna switch in because Onyx is tough. No.
Onyx is unacceptable. And you did level up.
No, I didn't.
No, you didn't? Oh, I thought you were level 12.
No.
Which is probably for the best. Oh,
See,
crit!
Starting off with a crit. I got this.
Skipper, do it, boy!
Got this. It missed 2 attacks in a row. I got this.
Skipper. Save the day, Skipper.
It's tackle only does 5 and it hasn't used a rock move yet. I got this. A ground move.
My god, I thought it would use Rock Tomb at least once. Man, either this AI sucks, or maybe it just doesn't know Rock Tomb.
See, this is fine. First gym's easy. You can always beat the first gym.
First gym, easy. Well, you can officially... How many games can we reference in this one scene right here?
Barry received the Boulder Badge from Barack.
We're proud of you, Barry.
What's a good Brock voice for like one line?
I mean, Brock's voice.
Just having the Boulder Badge makes your Pokemon more powerful.
That is not Brock's voice.
It's not, but I didn't watch the show. It also enables the use of the move Flash outside of battle. Flash! Savior of the universe!
Of course, a Pokemon must know the move Flash to use it.
See, I don't remember how high his voice is. I remember he has just like a very energetic, joie de vivre voice.
I don't know what that word is.
Joy of life. Just like kind of a energetic, chipper kind of. Think like Julia Child is where I hear it used most often.
Who's that? You guys can't see his face, but his face is the face of someone who's vastly disappointed in me.
She was a celebrity chef that brought French cooking to America. She became...
like a French Gordon Ramsay.
No.
Not a French Gordon Ramsay?
No, she was American. But I believe she was a U.S. agent serving in France in World War II, which is where she fell in love with French cooking.
I'm facing a Jigglypuff.
I know, I see it. And now I get to get the shoes, and that's all I wanted. Get the shoes, get the bike, get fly. That's my goals for this game.
I hit Sand Attack, and it still stung me. This Jigglypuff is immortal.
Dang it, I did it.
You did the two things?
Yep.
It's the trap. It's how Nurse Joys keep you there. They just...
Yeah, they get paid by the hour.
They get paid by the A presage.
Man, that would be a lucrative job, though.
Healing Pokemon or getting paid for people who press A?
Either. Professor Oak's aids. Okay,
Dude, I would be such a great...
Barry received the running shoes from Aid.
Like, what kind of job would you have in the Pokemon universe?
I would love, like, a handiwork job, like, with Pokemon as well. Like, all the construction people that use Machops and, like, girders.
See, like, as much as everybody hates contests, I would be a contest star. I'd just make pretty things happen with Pokemon moves and then battle them afterwards. Like, contest in, like, Diamond and Pearl. Like, from the anime, where they do, like, a contest round where it's pretty, and then afterwards they, like, have a battle against each other using pretty moves. Like...
Yeah, I would also love to... Yeah, I would also love to be, like, a sailor. Because just, like, once you're on deck and you're hanging out, because the ship, for some reason, is entirely self-done. Sailors don't have any job to do. Except maybe, like, a captain who's just seasick all the time. Yeah, that's the biggest logical leap for me in all of the Pokemon games. Let me give you this HM, because, by the way, I am the captain of a ship and I was feeling seasick, and you came and rubbed my back. That's not creepy. Let me bestow upon you my greatest treasure.
You know, it is kind of odd that a captain of a ship would get seasick.
I mean, I get it
Oh
because,
gosh!
like...
Stop, Spiro! Stop! Stop, Spiro! Stop! No! No! Jane Eyre!
Death number 1, not me.
Death number 1 is a stupid Spiro. Why are you so strong? That's not fair, Romeo. Kill it! Kill it!
Oh, that was the best one. Where,
You know what? I'm preventing you from seeing where that Spiro is so that you fall for it too.
No, it just reminds me of you got so mad at me for a game because we were playing a Nuzlocke.
Oh, Romeo is evolving.
We were playing a Nuzlocke and I was trying to catch, it was a Skarmory. Was the first one I saw on a route, on a on a Ruby Nuzlocke. And I wanted so bad because I love Skarmory. And it killed 2 of my party in the process. So I don't remember what I named it. I named it something awful. I think I named it like Misery or something like that, and you got so mad at me. But yes, let us mourn Jane Eyre. With all the references that we could have made if we were actually literate, cultured people. Is Jane Eyre the I read Jane Eyre. I read Jane Eyre. I just didn't pay attention to any of it because I was reading it for class. It was like, here's Mr. Rochester, what's your name? Here's St. John, good to go.
Alright.
No, St. John was Bronte. No, was it Jane Eyre?
We've got a dead box.
I get all my old female English authors confused.
Alright. Poor Jane Eyre. You had so much potential for, like, hyperfang and stuff. But realistically...
But instead you're hyper dead.
We are mourning a dead companion.
Look, I'm sorry, I'm not sad enough, but I'm just happy it wasn't me, okay? You keep like, oh no, you're going against all the ground type Pokemon, you're gonna die, and I'm fine.
Poor Jane Eyre. We will miss you. You will be missed.
More like slain air. I need to clap for myself because Gale is giving me a death stare.
No one on this. If you are watching this video, you should not have enjoyed that at all. That was a sad moment. I'll probably at the end of this episode add a little death montage for poor little Jane Eyre.
Yeah, you gotta get that practice in early, because there are gonna be a lot.
Oh yes, I told you guys I was bad at Nuzlocke. This is only the beginning, but we get a new party member. So let's see who it is.
Let's see who's gonna replace Jane Eyre.
Who replaces Jane Eyre?
Are you gonna replace it with Lizzie Bennett?
I was actually thinking about it, but it's a male. It's a Nidoran male.
So Mr. Darcy.
Oh, Mr. Darcy.
Mr. Darcy.
All right, let's go. At least it's level 7. That's decent.
Oh, that quick attack hurt. That should not have hurt. Okay, please hit level 16. I just want to evolve. I'll be fine. And I'll just beat you, then go heal. I might switch you out if I have to.
If it murders your skipper, I'm going to laugh. Just so you know.
Oh, I can't switch out. No, is it bind or rapid? You can't switch out.
I think both. Yes.
Either way, I am going to use a potion.
Mr. Darcy, you're replacing Jane Eyre. I hope you appreciate.
What was the name of the guy from Jane Eyre? Was it Rochester?
Like I said, I didn't read the book.
I should know that.
Darcy might have an E in it. I don't know. But alright, Mr. Darcy, welcome to the team. I haven't actually even looked at any of my Pokemon. It's Poison Point, Shed Skin, Torrid to Keen Eye. So, I mean, clearly, oh, your
Who
defense.
Was the guy in Jane
your
Eyre?
defense is so bad. But we'll get through it, Mr. Darcy. We'll somehow get through this. You and me.
Okay, I lived. We're fine.
No, we're fine. You lived.
And I hit 16.
And unfortunately, this does not count as a new route. But I could go in the cave and get another encounter. That's legal.
I'm trying to look up what the guy's name was. Okay, Thornfield, Mr. Fairfax. Rochester! It was Mr. Rochester! I am cultured. I am educated, and I have an evolving starter!
Skipper is evolving!
It's evolving to a movie deal. A solo movie after the TV show.
No, this is where he gets the first TV show after like the first Madagascar movie, and then when he gets into Charizard, that's when Skipper gets his own solo movie.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well with that lovely evolution and with the sad death of Jane Eyre, we are going to end this episode. Hopefully this is giving you the bloodlust and entertainment we all demand out of our Nuzlocks. And with that, we will see you in the next episode. Bye-bye!